For 2 centuries, Sumer does not only fight the land and the rivers, it fights itself. Behind ancient walls, power fractures into rival hands, each one certain it deserves the center. The king stands on the battlement, silent, watching the horizon as if it can answer him. His palm presses the stone, then lifts away control measured in breaths, not in speeches. In his steady gaze, authority, faith, and restraint. An empire held together by will alone. In the distance, one city glows with ruin, far enough to be shadow, close enough to be fear. Not the fire of nature, the fire of men, rising as smoke that refuses to disappear. The banner snaps above him, crimson and gold, divine symbol, turning wind into warning. A winged sun disk, a crowned figure, an 8-pointed star power made into cloth and oath. From high above, the fortress looks eternal. Yet even stone can feel the pressure of division. In a quiet chamber, the map lies open like a wound, lit by torch breath and cold window light. 4 figures lean over the fate of a city-state. No speeches, only choices that cut deep. Tokens and seals wait beside bronze weight and sheathed blade, symbols of order, not of chaos. One general marks the defense with 2 fingers. The other answers with a single nod agreement, without noise. The vizier watches the pieces like a mind, counting losses before they happen. The king says nothing, his staff remains. Low power kept disciplined, not displayed. A token slides to the gate mark and stops decision landing like stone on wood. They hold still a heartbeat because they know, without unity, they will be torn apart. Outside, the docks breathe ropes, baskets, scales, yet the rhythm hides a sharp new edge. Foreign merchants arrive with goods and with influence offered in careful, quiet gestures. A suggestion, a token, a glance enough to turn suspicion into fury without a single shout. When leaders cannot unite, the people pay first. Neighbors begin to stand apart. In the square, crowds separate like water splitting around a rock. No violence, only fracture. Eyes dart toward the gate, measuring fear and opportunity in the same look. Down narrow streets, clusters gather and pause, waiting for the city's next breath to break. Back inside, the blade remains untouched. War is present, but not yet chosen. The king ends the council with one nod. The 2 generals bow, once orders accepted, words unnecessary. He steps into a colder corridor, thought giving way to movement, silence turning into momentum. Leather reins tighten, straps pull, wood wheels ready, the city prepares without ceremony. 2 horses stand side by side, tested and steady, because speed will soon become survival. The king leaves the palace, racing through the capital behind 2 horses and a rattling wooden wheel. He stands firm on the chariot. The driver holds the reins like a promise that cannot fail. From above, rooftops slide away beyond the walls. The air grows wider and harsher. The chariot clears the fortress shadow. The muster field opens like a verdict already written. Beyond the walls, the army waits, faces hard as bronze, footsteps heavy as stone. Straps are tightened, bronze plates locked, readiness built, one careful motion at a time. Hooves stamp the dust, breath steams in gray light, strength held back by discipline. Lines drill in silence, shield holds, spear passes, ranks exchange precision without striking. Wider now. The whole field moves like a single machine. dust rising in measured waves. The king arrives and watches from a low rise. The two generals hold position, alert and controlled. He points one small, exact command delivered without drama, as if the air itself obeys. Both generals nod and turn, signaling the ranks with short gestures, no extra movement, no confusion. The formation shifts cleanly, positions traded, lines reset, power expressed as order. Archers check bowstrings lightly, then settle waiting as part of the weapon. From high above, the force looks immense. Horses dense, chariots aligned, banners rigid in wind. Inside a war tent, a leather map rests on a wooden table. The air is tight, cloth breathing. Inside a war tent, a blade rests on the table set down, not raised, like a last answer. No one wants war. The king's breath deepens once, eyes unblinking, decision hardening in silence. His hand touches the hilt, then lets go, because control must lead before steel does. Tokens move along the march route. Simple marks, no words, plans made to survive, not to boast. The vizier enters and offers sealed tokens, proof that influence has already moved through the city. The king takes the pouch. Bronze at his throat catches light. Authority turned practical. They trade one look. Not fear, not doubt. Only the shared weight of what must happen. The king steps out. The gray dawn waits outside like a door half open. Dawn arrives in gray dust, low, wind cold, the world holding its breath. A massive wooden gate opens. Ropes strain, timbers groan, and the city releases its host. The king leads the column forward. The generals follow, banners lifted, ranks locked, silence sharpened. Villagers line the road in silence. Farmers, craftsmen, elders, women, children, faces tight with hope. Tears fall without sound, hands clasp. A child clings. A mother holds steady. An elder leans on a staff, watching them pass. An entire lifetime pressed into one look. Infantry files between the people, armor whispers, sandals scrape, grief kept disciplined. The standard bearer passes crimson and gold, winged sun and star identity carried into uncertainty. Bronze drums form a long ordered line. The beat stays low. Steady, the army's heartbeat made audible. War chariots, archers, infantry, raised banners, an organized storm that refuses to break formation. From above, the column stretches like a river of resolve, dust trailing behind like history. Hooves strike the earth like the heartbeat of an empire trying to save itself. Hands tighten on spear shafts, tremor, then steadiness, fear, turned into grip. Bronze shields flash dull under gray light, old scratches speaking of older days. The king's face remains still, no rage, no panic, only a forward decision. The fortress shrinks behind them. The road becomes open land, and the wind grows louder. They cross dry land under a heavy sky. Dust biting, steps unbroken, drums keeping time. Flycam shows the pattern. Blocks of troops, chariots like spearheads, all moving as one will. Sweat and grit coat faces, breathing heavy, yet no one complains. Endurance becomes law. They stop on an empty plain. Dust settles thin, and silence sharpens. They stop before another fortress, darker walls ahead, another power refusing to yield. Lines form, shields forward, spears behind. Archers set no charge, only readiness. A horse's eye reflects banners, and cloud breath flaring with contained force. Behind the enemy walls, another army moves toward its gate, mirroring the threat with equal discipline. The enemy host emerges as one block standards raise distance, closing without collapse into chaos. Two histories step forward to face each other. Leaders, soldiers, banners, each side claiming the right to endure. Swords and spears are no longer tools. They are the final answer. Held tight, but not unleashed. Two shield lines surge and meet bronze and leather collide, then hold firm, a loud unified shout rising. An archer seats the arrow and tests tension a finger width, then stops waiting for the true signal. Flycam tracks the long drum line. Mallets strike slow and heavy, keeping restraint inside thunder. The standard snaps in harsh wind, crimson and gold divine authority, trembling above human fear. The sky hangs low, as if foretelling what comes next, clouds pressing down like weight on breath. The king does not flinch, no fear, only decision, eyes locked forward, refusing doubt. The distance stays unbroken. Drums answer drums, and neither side chooses the first step. Flycam rises. Two cities, two armies like arrows on the plain history, drawn in disciplined lines. And just before the storm of iron begins, Sumer understands. Survival is whether they can become one.